asleep.
Oh, for some unknown reason, the video's not playing.
Oh no.
All right, never mind. We'll start. Let's start.
Okay then. Yes. Hello everyone, and welcome to our Monday night's live discussion. So I hope you're all well. I hope you've all had a good weekend. So we're bringing this to you from the Haunted Antiques Paranormal Research Centre in Hinckley, Leicester, and of course we're sponsored by Sims Vintage Antiques in Woodmore near Stratford. So big welcome to everyone, and this is our last live discussion for 2020. So I hope you're all going to join in. So tonight we're throwing it open for anything and everything. Christmas special, anything and everything. So any of your questions, comments, anything that you want to discuss, put it all down in the comments, and we will do our best to answer them and some answers.
I'm just sharing it to the other groups because the video didn't play. So I don't know why that was playing up, but never mind. So ask your questions. So have you got any questions, Jane?
Well, it's been, when you look at what's going on in the rest of the world, sometimes you just can't sort of believe what's going on. We're now the only country that's got this variant that sort of stemmed up from the south of England somewhere, and everywhere shutting their borders to us. I mean, you just can't make it up, do you? Just when you think things are really bad, Christmas is cancelled and everything else. They've shut the borders, and there's mile tailbacks and lorries and all sorts. It just can't, it just can't get any worse, can it?
You couldn't make it up, could you?
No, I think someone's definitely rattled Zozo's cage this week.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. From 70 years ago, we were saving Europe. Now we're banned from Europe.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
It is. It's crazy. Do you see any end to it, though, Jane?
I do, but not for a long time. Not for a long time now. This second one's sprung up, and they've got to get all the vaccines out to everybody, to those that want it. They've got to try and bring the numbers down, and sometimes it feels like I'm just going to say pissing in the wind, but terminology I can think.
Hitting your head against a brick wall.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's mad out there, isn't it?
It is. And of course, this is the final show of the live discussion in this format. Did you realise that?
Yeah, the last one ever.
Last one ever. But don't worry, you're not getting rid of us that quick.
No. I'm going to haunt your ass right through to 2021.
That's what I told the people at work, because I've had to get a job. I can't say where because it's top secret. I get told off. But it says anyone upsets me, you'll have to kill us. Yeah. I said to everybody I work with, you upset me, I'm going to get a demon from the centre, and don't upset me. Anyway, we've had some comments, so let's put Von's comment up. Von says the good thing is hopefully next we have been through it all, unless someone can make something else up.
Yeah.
Well, I must admit, I was hoping for zombies.
No.
But we didn't get the zombies. Martin says this is going to be the new normal way of life.
Yeah, It's just crazy. You just can't see an end to it, can you? I mean, things like foreign travel. Anybody that was flying home, that doesn't live in this country or whatever, anyone that was flying home for Christmas is there's no flights, is there? Everywhere's been shut. All the lorry drivers that are trying to get home to Europe for Christmas, they could be sitting there for weeks.
The thing, what upsets me the most though is if obviously we need some help at the minute, don't we? As a nation, and all Europe's done is banned us from going there. But if any other nation on the planet has a tsunami or volcano erupts, who's the first one to send help?
Yeah, we always are, aren't we?
So that does annoy me. Let's put some more comments up. Amy says James swallowed Slaney's Urban Dictionary.
Oh,
Liz says, who knows what 2021 has for?
you know, if we think this has been a bad year, look, what if 2021 is twice as bad? And here's us all hoping for a good year. Oh
God. Vaughn says aliens landing could be the next thing. Yeah, but they might be a good thing though, mightn't they?
Yeah, NASA keeps saying that they've got announcements and stuff to make, haven't they? So I'm waiting for the alien one to come.
Oh God. Stefan says we all have to keep our spirits up.
Yeah, we do. You've got to keep laughing. You've got to keep positive. Even how bad you think Christmas is going to be, you've still got to have that Christmas magic in your heart and still celebrate it.
Yeah. Liz says, well, we voted for Brexit. Yeah, we did. But we didn't vote for this.
No. And we're still waiting for them to deliver it. It's only been a few years down the line.
Ron says, hi, Liz. Only I can laugh. We are going storm chasing.
Fantastic.
I wouldn't fancy that. Oh, Evan's watching. Hi, Evan.
Oh, hi, Evan.
Our demon follower.
Yeah.
Colette says, I see an end to it all in March. That's what I think anyway. Why are we the only country to have a second wave? Most other countries are back to normal, like New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Justin shared it. Thank you, Justin. Liz says, you must be as bonkers as me. Yeah. Well, actually, this year's to be bonkers has helped, isn't it? That's what's kept us.
Yeah. And because we're mad as hackers.
We're mad anyway.
But we have got a real positive, you know, that we've got the two planets making up the original Bethlehem star, haven't we? And apparently that's going to open up portals and stuff. So we've just got to put the good intent out there, keep thinking positive, and just hope good comes from it.
So do you think it's happening tonight, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it Jupiter and Saturn?
Yeah.
Do you think that will make a difference then?
I'm not sure, but it's, you know, it's a fantastic sort of celestial one-off event, and you know, these things don't come around very often, and I'm going to be strapping myself down and astral projecting off after this. I'm going to go and see if I can find this portal.
Okay, Pamela says, oh, I didn't click it. Pamela says zombie apocalypse. That's what I wanted.
No, I don't like zombies. Can't watch zombies.
Bloss says Christmas is not cancelled.
No, not at all.
No. Liz says we've just entered the new age of Aquarius too.
Yeah.
Well, that's got to be a good thing. We've got to stay confident, positive.
Yeah, we're going into a new eon. I think it's called eon or epoch. I can't quite remember. So it's all positive stuff.
Yeah. Let's send the positive vibes out, positive intent.
Yeah.
Let's put the next comment up. We're getting lots of comments. Liz says, your blessings to everybody. Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
One says too cloudy to see it, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, they do say Christmas Eve though, don't they? It's going to be the best time to see it.
All right, okay. And I think we've got a new watcher. Oh, I've missed her. Kelly from us in the USA, South Carolina. We've got the COVID as well, so it's not just us. It's the Americans as well. So
yeah, the whole world needs healing at the moment, doesn't it?
Yeah. This is from Amy. She's only just put the tree up today.
Yay! That's good news. Thought she was going to get away with it.
Kelly says Christmas is cancelled in my house this year because it sounds like the family's got COVID.
Oh,
I hope you recover soon, Kelly.
Yeah, speedy recovery for all of you.
Yeah, and once it's all over, then have Christmas.
Yeah.
One says, I'm Aquarius, so it should be my time. Positivity, laugh out loud. God help us. I'm an Aquarian. I'm an Aquarian as well, Vonnie.
Oh dear. My mum's an Aquarian.
God help us.
Yeah.
I like this comment from Pamela. Pamela says, my puff fresh PJs on for Christmas dinner.
Well, I know I've got some slippers, which is, and I think this is really funny. I never really think about slippers, but because I've been in isolation nearly all this year, I've gone through 2 pairs of slippers and I've not been anywhere. No, I've actually worn my slippers down to nothing, and I've had 2 lots this year. Just walking around the house in slippers, being in isolation.
I know it shouldn't be funny, Jay, but that is funny.
I know I do. Those sort of things make me laugh, and I never think about slippers. I've got some more for Christmas. That's 3 pairs I've had this year.
Let's not say isolation for you, Jane. It's holiday. It's
research.
That's
right. Yeah.
It's a research holiday.
Yeah, I'm having a right old jolly here.
Liz says, with the solstice, planet conjunction, and the new age of Aquarius, we can't be wrong.
No.
That's the way to think.
Be positive, yeah. What's the worst that can
happen? Bloss says, positive Jessica has started to walk again.
Oh, that's good news.
Good. That's great news. That's it. Positive. It's all to do with positive mental attitude.
Yeah, it only takes 1% of the population to think positive vibes and to get that good intent out there for things to change.
Yeah. Von says, I think this is to Kelly. Hope you recover soon. And Kelly says, oh, I didn't think of it. Kelly says, well, we'll in January. So I think she'll be out of the COVID state then and can celebrate Christmas in January. I actually think we should move Christmas to June or July. And then we can celebrate Christmas. Yeah, we only get rain, don't we?
No, I'm just praying for snow at the minute.
Well, just to change the scenery out the window.
Yeah. I want to go out and play in it. Oh, snow is just so magical, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Amy says, sounds like a confession to me, Jane. Liz says, I've got through more gin when slippers. Shielded. All these confessions for you, Amy. Von says, we've been in isolation this year. I went in isolation end of last October.
Yeah. I am surprised at how quick the time does go, considering I've been sort of confined to the house since like February. I can't believe we're in December now. It just seems to have gone quite quick.
The year has, now you look back at it, the year has gone quick, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Again, loads of comments, which is fantastic. This says, summer solstice celebrations all round. Might get snow between Christmas and New Year.
Yes.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
Can you remember when you were younger, Jane, we used to have snow so deep?
Yeah.
That in our house, we had a back door, and the snow was so deep we couldn't actually open the back door.
Yeah, I remember the snow being really deep, and in when we went to school, there was no school closing because of the snow, and even when the boiler broke down, you still went to school because they told you to put an extra jumper on, and you went in your wellies.
And you sat in your coat, didn't you? Well, I mean, nowadays, if you get a few sprinkles of snow, it's all standstill, isn't it?
School closes, the teachers are off. Yeah, it's amazing. But we never had any cars either. We had to walk.
Yeah.
My mum didn't drive. We had to all walk to school, which was a fair way.
when I was younger.
In my day. But we had some cracking snowball fights on the way to school.
Just after the war.
Yeah.
Okay, Martin says, I've never been grounded so much in my life. Never had it as a kid. Kelly says, I want snow too.
Yeah.
Where'd you come from, Kelly? California, did you say? Or am I making it up? Sarah says, yeah, White Christmas would be amazing. I think a White Christmas would cheer everybody up because it's...
Yeah.
This Go on, Jane.
I'm going to say, even if you're in lockdown or your family can't come and you're just there with the kids or yourselves or whatever, just getting out in the garden and building a snowman or having a snowball fight would cheer you up so much.
Yeah. Stefan says, I hope you've not worn the carpet out as well as your slippers, Jane.
Well, funny you should say that.
Oh, God, no.
I'm going to have wooden floors put in soon.
Oh, dear. Gary says, well, here's a downer. Just watch an asteroid simulation. Yeah, not good for anyone. Just to brighten the year up a bit more. There's our Gary's cheering us up a bit. One says, I'm craving for snow too, Jane. It's amazing. I'm hoping it's thick snow at Christmas.
Yeah, that's what we need. A bit of Christmas magic.
Oh. Pamela said you can't play in snow in slippers, Jane.
Do you want to bet? I'd be out there. Do
you want to hear a funny story about slippers?
Go on then.
Well, when the first lockdown, before the first lockdown, I'd get my mum shopping now, but before I used to take her. And one day, we got to the Asda and I looked down to my mum's feet and I says, what you got on your feet, Mum? And she's still got her slippers on.
Oh, bless her.
I says, sorry, Mum, but you are now senile. But she laughed, bless her, she laughed. I said, look, shall we take you back home? She said, no, I'm all right. Let's just go to the shopping.
But funny when you're saying that though, on a Saturday morning, and I've only ever done it once, but I'd got the grandkids here and everything, and I was so in a rush to get out. I actually did leave the house in my slippers coming up to the centre. Realised when I was driving because I thought the car felt a bit funny. Turned around, went back home, put my shoes on, and then came back up. I have actually done it.
Oh, Amy's getting loads of sessions for the next show. Oh, dear. But the best thing is I had to take a picture, send a picture to my brothers. And my mum walking around Asda in her slippers.
Oh, bless her. Well, at least she was comfortable.
Oh, yeah. Bloss says the year has flown by. Yeah, I think it has. I think there's. Liz says 1982-83. I lost my sister, who was 2, in a snowdrift.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, I like that, Liz. One says, oh, yes, the big snowdrifts up to the roofs. It was fantastic. Bring it on this year. The country will be a standstill anyway.
Yeah.
It sounds like a good plan.
Could you imagine if it did really, if everybody's isolated in their own homes with the kids and that, could you imagine if it was a really good snowfall and everybody could come out of all their houses and have a massive snowball fight in the street?
Yeah.
Brilliant,
but just think about the uplifting feelings you'd get from that.
Yeah, it'd be brilliant. It's the sort of thing that you just never forget, wouldn't it? It would just create such good memories and such good fun.
Bloss says she used to walk 2 miles to school as well.
Yeah.
Happy days. Colette says, I remember that in the 60s and 70s we had lots of snow. Remember when you used to make slides in the playground? No health and safety. Then it was all good fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when we were kids, you used to make the slide just where the old people used to walk as well, didn't you? or was that just me?
Yeah, probably just you. Just so you can see them skidding along in their slippers.
Oh, I've gone past loads of comments again now. Okay, Stefan. Stefan says, eyes on the inside of the windows when Jack Frost had been there. Yes.
Yeah.
No heating then, was there?
Yeah, and you wake up, sit up in bed and you can see your breath. None of this namby-pamby central heating stuff.
Oh, kids don't know they're born, do they? John says, sorry guys, but time flies when you get older. The things that form memories are new events. They haven't been any this year. That's why time goes slowly when you are children. Yeah. It does go quick as you get older. That's why you have to make the most of it. Even though we're going through bad times, make the most of it. Liz says, I remember that before everyone had central heating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good days. But I'm sure we were happier than when we were kids.
Yeah. Yeah. It was always good fun, wasn't it?
Bloss says, you nasty. You know me, Bloss. I was a redhead. Okay, we've got a question for you, Jane, I think. Chris says, can somebody explain phone calls from beyond the grave?
Yeah, there's been quite a few reports about sort of phone calls from the grave. Some people said that they've had mobile phones ringing, that that used to belong to family who have now passed away, and when they answer it, there's nobody there, or there's probably a brief message. People have answered landlines and things, and numbers that come up are strange numbers. And when I say strange numbers, as in people's numbers who they used to know before they passed away. It doesn't surprise me that spirit will use this method to contact people if they have the energy and the know-how to manipulate the phones and things. The phones are just an extension of other technical stuff that we've used on ghost hunts and things like that. And spirit can use, spirit can manipulate, those gadgets, and they can do the phones as well. It's not surprising that with the technology that we've got, if you're brought up in a generation where you know how to use phones and you know what's involved, then once you pass into spirit, it could be quite likely that you may get a call. You may only ever get the one, or you may get several. It's just one of those things. If you're lucky enough to get one, then that's brilliant.
Yeah. Do you think as time goes by, as more people pass who have grown up with this technology and mobile phones, that will increase?
Maybe, because it's not always, spirit doesn't always have, you don't always have the instant know-how for everything. You may not, I think the conditions have got to be so right. Everything's got to come together in order for you to do that. You've got to be able to access the device in order to do it. You've got to be able to have the know-how, the numbers, you've got to be able to generate that call. Yeah. And not all spirit will be able to do that. If you're not compatible or familiar with what's going on, a lot of spirit, it does take them time to get used to being spirit and being in the spirit world. So it's very few and far between, but some spirit have managed to do it.
Yeah, good question.
Yeah.
Okay. Linda says, back about the ice on the windows now. I used to write my name on my bedroom window when I got up in the mornings. And I bet you got told off as well. Bloss says, do you remember the icicles that used to hang from the roofs? I do. Yeah. I do. And if they hung from the downstairs window ledge, we used to break them off and took them as an icicle as walking up to school. Explains a lot, doesn't it? Von says, can't we blackmail the government into sending a rocket up to disturb the weather so we have lots of snow? Sounds strange, but it will just fit in with the rest of the year.
Yeah, I think they already do that in America, though, don't they? Which is, I think they already send aeroplanes and rockets up, dispersing stuff into the atmosphere to change the weather. Yeah. Just because we can do some of this stuff doesn't mean to say we should.
Stefan says, my mum used to make us wear balaclavas. Yeah, I know, I remember that.
I remember my brother having one that my grandma knitted, and it was so thick, and it did actually look like chainmail. But it did keep him warm. But then you always get the kids that wear balaclavas, don't you? Where their noses ran, and then it's all frozen onto the balaclava. Oh, brilliant! Oh, dear.
Sandra says, "I love the snow." Yeah, I think we all love the snow. Biff says, watching on YouTube, because Biff likes the YouTube. We used to borrow the bread trays from the shops on Clifton Way to improvise as sledges on the hill.
Oh yeah, I bet that would be a brilliant from where the flats are. Yeah. That steep hill down there going down. I bet that'd be brilliant to sledge down.
Like he said, borrow with question marks. Pamela says, seeing Jane's hat reminded me of a midwife I worked with. Very cold winters, she got 2 buses to work. When she arrived, everyone was laughing at her. She had a woolly hat on with a triangle of toast stuck on it. I wouldn't mind being able to buy taking it out of it.
Oh, I don't think I've got any. Might be a bit of cake on mine, not toast.
You're saving that for Ron. I keep skipping loads of comments. Bear with me. I've got to go back up. Okay, got it. Okay then. Liz says no one knows what chilblains are anymore.
Oh God,
this is very true. That's a blast from the past, isn't it? Chilblains.
Yeah. Yeah, if you try and warm up too quick.
Sandra said, hi everyone, I'm still new in chat. Well, thank you for watching, Sandra. I hope you watch.
Welcome, Sandra. Welcome to the Mum House.
We like, as you can tell, we like to have a laugh. Here's a bloss, our bloss. Not as red as Benji. Benji's hair is fantastic.
It is.
Ames says Cal Cooper wrote a book on the subject. I think that's going back to where they're making the weather change.
All right.
Chris says, thank you. It was my wife. I think that's on about the phone calls.
Oh.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Maybe she's just trying to send you a call to let you know she's all right, not to worry. Yeah. And, she's going to be around you at Christmas.
Yeah. Sandra said, I got a text off a friend of mine who passed away. The text read, hi there, it's Brett. It creeped me out. It was only 2 months after he passed away.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I think it's an interesting subject to research, actually, isn't it? Getting lots of different stories.
I would be interested to know where Brett's phone was. Because some people have said that, when phones have been in their possessions, in the deceased possessions and stuff, and phone calls have been made, when they know that the phone is sort of on its own and it's completely inactive. Yeah. So, it's always interesting. But cool. If that's, in modern day society, the main way we communicate, isn't it, is on our phones. And that's probably the most direct and best way to get somebody's attention with a message.
That's so interesting. Liz said it's called cloud seeding, putting something into the atmosphere.
Yeah, I still don't like it.
John says licking ice in the days of leaded petrol explains. The thing is, I was born and bred in a little village, and I bet there weren't 20 cars in the village in the early 60s. But yeah, it does explain a lot. Perhaps that's why I do what I do. I don't know. Sandra said, my mum passed away last Feb before her birthday. I have half of her ashes. How do I know if my mum has crossed over, or how long can it take for a person to go into the light? That's one for you, Jane.
Yeah. Having her ashes won't necessarily mean that a spirit is connected to it. And you won't necessarily know, but if she's crossed over, but she will have. There would have been loved ones there to meet her, and she will go into spirit, and it could be some time, because it takes time for some people to acknowledge and accept that they're no longer sort of trapped in this physical body. Once they're released, there will be sort of people around them helping them to come to terms with being in this new form, and they will be surrounded by loved ones. As in how long it can take years. The first time my dad got in touch with me was over 5 years after he passed. It can be some people it can take 10 years. It just really depends. When I was doing platform work in the Spiritist church, somebody could come through that passed away last week. There was people that would come through that had passed away and hadn't even been buried yet. It was only a matter of days. Some people it can take years and years and years, but they will never send you a message until you are ready to accept it. They're never going to put anything on you that's going to upset you or put you in, bring up any raw grief. So it's not going to be until you're ready for that message will they perhaps come through. But there's no reason why you can't keep asking. Ask them if they're there. Ask them if they're, if they are there, just to send you a little message. And the message can be in many forms, whether it's just moving a photograph of that person or just moving something that used to belong to them. It doesn't necessarily have to be a physical, verbal message. So, keep an open heart, and maybe she'll send you a message when she's ready.
Yeah, and like you said, it could be in any form, couldn't it? It could be an item that you see, or I always associate my dad with butterflies.
Yeah.
And I've told this story many times before, and our youngest son acts on the stage, and he was in a pantomime one year. So it was January, so there's no butterflies around, and a butterfly came down when he was on stage and landed on his head. So to me, that was a sign from my dad that he was watching.
Yeah.
So just watch out for any signs.
Yeah.
Sarah says, my older brother told me to lick the ice window once, and my tongue got stuck to it. Gives a whole new meaning to window licker.
I've seen a few kids doing that. Like when we used to go to school in the morning, and even like the ice on the metal slide, kids would lick the ice on the metal slide and their tongues would stick to it. It used to be so funny.
But that's what we used to do when we were kids, though. How we all lived to tell a tale, I don't know. Biff says, have that cake with frothy coffee, Jane.
Will you shush?
Jane's haunted by a dog. No, sorry, it's a living dog.
The dog's under my desk. She just heard something.
Barry said, my flat is haunted by spirits now, guys. I can hear voices and hear them walking around in my flat. Try and talk to them, Barry, and try and find out who it is.
Yeah. Ask them if they're family, and ask them if they can do something for you, even if it's a bang or a tap. If you feel uncomfortable by it, then you can, you've got that freedom of will, and you can ask them to leave, because if they've not got permission to be there, then you can ask them to leave, and because it's your sacred space and it's your place.
Yep. Martin says we used to use bin bags as sledges in the snow.
Oh yeah, and dustbin lids. Do you remember the old metal dustbins?
The old metal dustbins, yeah.
Yeah. The ones that had the handles on the side.
Sandra says, thank you both. I needed a laugh as well. That's good. And that's what you're always going to get a laugh with us. Chris says, my dad used to drop snow in his brandy back in the 80s.
Brilliant. I wonder if it made it taste nicer.
Okay, this is Amy again. No, Cal Cooper wrote a book on telephone calls from the dead. So there you go. If you're interested in these telephone calls, a book has already been written by Cal Cooper, who's been on our show, hasn't he?
Yeah. Well, Cal Cooper will probably offer a different view on the telephone calls because he is a parapsychologist, isn't he? Yeah. And he is a bit skeptical, so it will offer a different view.
Yeah. Liz says, just looked at the latest weather charts and it looks like we might all see snow between 27th.
Yeah.
We'll tell you about later. We will tell you about later. Oh, I've skipped it. Okay. Sandra says it was sent on my phone in a notepad message. That's interesting. That is interesting. I think I'd like to look into that more. Then Sandra says, I feel my place is haunted. Could it be her or something else? As I watch haunting investigations, my light flickers light blue and I see shadows. Over to you, that one, Jane. Could it be her
you
mom?
feel your place is haunted. It could be her or something else as I'm watching. Yeah, I mean, you've got to be careful when you're watching things on telly because it can quite easily put the power of suggestion into your mind. You know, if you're looking at haunted things, you can quite easily think about, you know, is that haunted? Is that a ghost? Is that something paranormal? You know, whereas if you're sort of on your own and it's been going on for a while and you feel that there is something there, then as usual, I will always say, you know, ask them, call out to them, try and speak to them and get some sort of response, and just try and work with it.
Yeah, Sandra again says, as I still haven't accepted her mum's death yet, so could she still be around her?
Yes, very much so. She will be there trying to comfort you because, you know, it's one of the hardest things, isn't it, to leave your children and your family behind. But when it's your time to go, it's your time to go. And she will definitely be around you. She will definitely be trying to there comfort you. She will be looking over you when you're asleep. I mean, if you feel that you, if you want a message from her, one of the ways that you can start off is when you go to sleep, ask her to come to you in your dreams and see if she will give you a message there, because coming to you in your sleep is one of the easiest methods where they can communicate with you because you're completely open, you're completely relaxed, you're not going to freak out, you know, if you do get a message. And in your dreams, it's a much more simpler way to come forward for the first step. So try that if you feel that she's around you. She will definitely be around you, particularly this time of year.
Yeah. Barry again. Barry says, well, my flat is now haunted by spirits. Can you please tell me if they are family members? Please.
Probably just from that, probably from your message, I wouldn't be able to tell you if they're family members. Just from that. That is, you will be able to recognize an energy if they're family member. If it's a close family, say your mum or your dad, you will be able to recognize their energy and you will feel sort of a comfort with that. If you feel it's something else, if it makes you feel uncomfortable or uneasy, then by all means ask them to leave. Tell them that, you know, that they're not welcome and that this is your space and they've not got permission to be there and you want them to leave.
Do you think the majority of hauntings in people's homes will be family?
Yes, it's mainly family because particularly if you're going through a difficult time, like most people are now, people are stressed, people have anxiety, people, you know, have depression, people feel cut off and isolated, and you know, all those things, and family people, you know, family members and your spirit guides will be seeing all this, and they will be doing whatever they can to help you. And sometimes, you know, there will be a presence in your home, and you will they will want to come forward and just sort of say, look, you're not alone, we're here to help. You know, sometimes all you need to do is just acknowledge them, and once you acknowledge them, the activity tends to die down, because all they're trying to do in the beginning is get your attention, to let you know that you're not on your own, and that there's, you know, they are around you to help you.
Yeah. Sandra says, I have a butterfly tattoo. It reminds of an angel watching over me. When I see it, I think it's Mum. That's nice.
Yeah. So butterflies do have a massive sort of spiritual meaning. I know when my dad passed away, he was still lying in the hallway when I seen him, and around his head there was 3 red admiral butterflies just sort of placed around his head, and that opened up no end of questions for me, because it was the 10th of January and it was absolutely freezing, and to have 3 butterflies all around you at that time of year just sort of blew me away. And you know, it's I just think butterflies do have some sort of meaning with people.
Yeah. There's one from Von says, socks for gloves we used to have. I remember that well.
You put socks on, or you put socks on under your mittens. Keep your hands warm. Brilliant.
Let's get back. I've skipped lots of comments again. Bear with me. Oh yeah, I found it. Chris says, buffet trays for sledging as a kid.
Yeah, brilliant.
Sandra says, I always had a passion for investigating.
Yeah, you're always welcome to come up the centre for an investigation, and you know, we'll put you on the right path.
I think Sandra's in America though.
I wish.
It's a little bit far to go. No, she's not. She is in Sydney, in Australia.
Yeah.
I'd have thought there'd be some haunted places in Sydney. There's nothing to stop if you got a passion for investigating, Sandra. There's nothing to stop you starting your own team up.
Yeah.
Because in a place like Sydney, I'd imagine there'd be dozens, if not hundreds, of people in the same boat as you who've got a passion for it but don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And then, you know, there's lots of people who will give advice out. There's lots of groups that you can talk to, not just us. There's lots in the UK. There's hundreds of fantastic groups in the UK, and talk to people, and then make your own way. See what works for you, because we don't always work the same way as other teams. We found a way. It works for us. It doesn't work for other teams, but that's how we do it. So there's nothing to stop you starting your own group up, maybe.
Yeah, and being in Australia as well, you're in one of the most spiritual lands as well. The Aborigines have been around for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, and a lot of that land is sort of sacred and very spiritual. So even if you don't necessarily have a place to go investigating, just going out somewhere and just seeing what you can pick up on a spiritual level would be really interesting, because that's something I'd like. You know, if I visit Australia, and it's like North America with the native Indians, you know, them lands there are very spiritual too, and it would be interesting to actually just go out and see what you can pick up on a spiritual level.
Yeah. Well, here's one from Bloss. Bloss says, I will be housebound if it snows.
I think most of us will be housebound by then. Just making the most of it, isn't it?
Yeah, obviously though, Bloss, if you get housebound and you need anything, you know where we all are.
Yeah.
We'll all help you.
Yeah, we're going to keep these live feeds and things going as well, so you'll always be able to pop up with your comments.
Pamela says the milk used to freeze and the cream popped the lid off. The blue
Oh
tips
yeah.
would take.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I
Do you
remember
remember when you
that.
went to school and all the bottles of milk, all the little bottles of milk we used to have, all in the crates and all popped their tops?
Yeah. Chris has said to Sandra, yeah, he gets that here. I can't remember what comment that was about. Amy says, I best be able to get up to the centre to help with the parameet while you're at work, Pops. Yeah, because the last 2 nights of the parameet, which we'll tell you about soon, because would you believe it's nearly 10 to 9?
I know, it's gone ever so quick, isn't it?
The last 2
But
nights of the
generally,
parameet, I shall be at work till 8:30, so I won't be able to get to the centre till 9. So it's over to Jane and Amy them 2 nights.
woohoo! Oh dear. Who knows what's going to happen?
Oh, blimey. Sandra says, I lost Dad at 17, found him deceased. I'm now 47. I accepted his much easier than I am with Mum.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
No. I think when you lose one parent, it's easy to sort of come to terms with over a period of time, and then most of your affection and all your love is then turned on to that one person, that one parent that's left. So while you've still got the one parent, you still have that sort of connection, isn't it? And it's when you sort of lose both parents then, and you become the older generation, is when it sort of all sinks in, I think.
Yeah. Chris says, Sandra, I get shadows, smells, and sometimes the telly plays certain music videos on YouTube. I think that will, if Chris is getting it and Sandra's getting it and probably other people are getting it, I would think that's a family member trying to get your attention.
Yeah.
So I just think you have to acknowledge them and talk to them like they're there, and perhaps they'll do something else to actually as more evidential. Sandra says, my partner has a spirit, but it's not family. It's a girl. She's 15 years old. Okay,
Yeah, maybe she's just maybe she just feels familiar with the energy, or she's perhaps is some distant sort of relative. It's not until you sort of look back on your family tree, they can even come through from 4, 5, 6 generations, previously, and you wouldn't even know them. So sometimes it can be family members.
Yeah. Okay, Von says, what are your thoughts on water scrying? I have been following someone that has performing this. There are some real clear images.
Yes, I really like it. I like working with water, as Neil knows, and that's something definitely we're going to be doing more of in the new year. But if it works for you and you have a good energy with it, then keep doing it. I think working with water is great because water conducts energy anyway.
Yeah. Okay, Chris says, oh God, Fat Bottom Girls has just come on the telly on YouTube. It was my wife's favorite Queen song.
Yeah, you see, that could be one of the messages. It doesn't always have to be a message verbally or whatever. It can just be it can be a message. It could be a headline in the newspaper. It could be the next song that comes on the radio. Like you said, it could be the song that's just come on YouTube. And being as you've been talking about her and acknowledging her, that song coming up, if that was her favorite song, is probably just a way of it her confirming that's who it is.
Yeah. And then Sandra says, I had my Bluetooth speaker go off and play music when I didn't have Bluetooth on. Blimey. Then Chris says, Sandra, add me, would be grateful to be of any help. That's good. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, that's nice.
This is what we like. That's the main thing about these shows, is helping each other. Sven says, I've been hunting places here, having no luck, or don't know how to start my own group. If you want me to give you my opinions, my thoughts, Sandra, just private message me later. Or Chris has probably got his own group. There's lots of people who will give you any help they can. Sam says, hi, good evening, everyone. Sam is doing 2 shows on the Parameet. So thanks for watching, Sam.
Yeah, it's all good.
Bloss says, thanks, man. Okay, then. John says, check out Sarah's blog. I can't read the surname, sorry. I think she's based in Melbourne. I'm sure there's some groups. I'm friends with some groups in Australia. I can put you in touch with. We're fast running out of time. Martin says, has anyone been to 30s Drive home? Seen it a lot on YouTube. I don't. Everyone who knows me knows my opinions. 30s Drive. I'll tell you, Martin, because obviously you don't know my opinion. I think it's overhyped. I don't think it's got an evil poltergeist there. Me and Jane have been twice, haven't we, Jane?
Yeah.
Both times I fell asleep. But that's just my opinion. I've got really good friends who think it's a fantastic place. Me personally, I will never go back. I think Jane thinks the same.
Yeah, we didn't get an awful lot there, but like I said, we know a lot of people that have been and they've had really good results. And it's one of those things. I think it's like Marmite, you either love it or you hate it. But what I say to everyone in this situation is just go for yourself and make up your own mind. Go and investigate yourself and make up your own mind.
Something I don't like to see is people having an opinion on a location who've never been there. I don't like that, because until you've been there, you can't have an opinion. So that's my opinion.
Yeah.
Bloss says, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yay,
and to you, Bloss. Amy's agreeing with you, Jane. I don't know what about, but...
Oh, bless her.
Okay, Sandra. I'm the baby daughter of 3. I put myself through torture of being on board of anorexic from losing mum. I've dropped 30 kilos from being 78 kilos. I'm now 47. People around me, like my friends, can't expect it was a way of dealing with a loss. Perhaps because you're making yourself poorly there, Sandra, through not eating. Perhaps your mum is coming around you, and perhaps your dad is coming around you to try and send you some healings.
Yeah. Yeah. And everybody deals with grief in different ways. And if you have made yourself poorly through grief, then that's probably why they are coming around you. And maybe now's the time to sort of perhaps put that aside and just think of your life, you know, in a real positive way, because that's what they will be wanting for you. They will be wanting you to have the best possible life ever and not be making yourself ill.
Yeah. Of course, Amy says, send in your confessions. Barry says, I've just had my bathroom door open up, guys. I've told them to leave. Yeah, you are in charge of your house, your flat, Barry. Sandra says, how do I private message you? If you want to, I don't know if it's us or Chris, because you've been talking to Chris. Just find. I'm sure Jane won't mind if you message her as well. Just find it, or we can't accept messages on Haunted Antiques at the minute. I don't know why. So if you search Neil Packer or Jane Rowley, send us a friend request. We will both accept you. So will Chris, by the sounds of it. And if you want to private message us, we will try and help. One says, I'm trying East Drive next year, just to say I've been there, going with an open mind. That's all you can do, Von. Go with an open mind. Martin says, that's what I think about the place. I think we're on about 30s Drive.
Yeah.
Martin says, hope you all have a good Christmas, the best you can. I'm sure everyone will. Then Sandra says, our bond was different than I had with my dad. I still am doing it, and I'm being hated everywhere I live. Perhaps that's why they're around you, Sandra. I'm sure they want to help you.
Yeah, they're probably just bringing as much love and support as they possibly can, just to help you get through.
And I'm sure you're not being hated. Don't think that. No one should think they're being hated. Like I say, I'm sure she'll send us a friend request, Jane.
Yeah.
So okay, it's nearly 9 o'clock. Wow, how quick that's gone.
Blimey. It's gone so quick. I think when we throw it open to anything and everything, it always goes really quickly anyway.
Sandra says, Neil Packer and who? I'm writing this down before I go shopping. And John's reply to you, Sandra, Jane Rowley. Yeah. That's us. Jane is the medium of this HAPRC. So if it's anything spiritual side, it's Jane will help you. But please don't feel like you're hated, because I'm sure you're not. Look at all the friends you got on here, Sandra. So, okay then, before we go, starting, let me just put Sandra's comment up. It's 8 a.m. here.
Oh, lovely.
Lovely.
I bet watching us while you're having your breakfast.
Oh no, that's not good, is it? Okay then. What we've got coming up this week at the end on Boxing Day at 7 p.m. UK time. I better say UK time, hadn't I? Because we're international. At 7 p.m. UK time, the virtual Parameet starts on Boxing Day, and it starts with the evidence show with Tina and Dave. And I believe all the evidence is from the centre, so that should be good. The Parameet is running between 7 and midnight every night up until New Year's Day. So you will see, you'll be able to spend New Year, you'll be able to see the New Year come in with us. What more do you want? Yeah, there's lots of different shows. There's mediums coming on, there's small teams, there's all sorts. And of course, me and Jane will be popping all the way through every night, won't we, Jane?
Yeah, we will.
So hopefully you'll be able to join us then. Let's put the last few comments up. Neil Smith says, you are both superb. Jane has that much knowledge. It's unreal.
Oh, bless you.
That's why she gets paid the That's why she gets paid the mega books.
I'll slip in the 20 quid later.
Okay, Stefan's made a comment, but I'm not going to put it up because we don't talk about them, Stefan. Okay. Last few comments. Sandra says, thank you so much. The only friend I have is against, as she lost both parents. You're apart. Yeah, you've got friends here, Sandra. Merry Christmas, everybody. They're just saying Merry Christmas now, I think. Well, apart from this one, John knows me too well, look. mega bucks.
Yeah, that's why it pays me the big bucks and gives me lots of holiday.
Yeah. Hey, come on, not many bosses would give you a whole year off. Well, okay, you were there January, February.
Yeah, so don't forget everyone to join us for the Parameet. This is the last sort of show, the live discussion show in this format. So make sure you join us in the new year to check out how it's all been revamped and what we're up to.
Let me just put this comment up from Vaughn. Jane, don't forget. Vaughn, I thought you were my friend.
Oh.
Yeah, so we're not going away. We're still going to be here, but we're just doing things slightly different because I like to change things. That's just the way I am. So
there'll be lots more content, lots more interesting stuff going on.
And Sandra, if you like investigating, don't forget we do a live investigation from our centre most Saturdays. Obviously not this Saturday because we've got the Parameet, but most Saturdays we will do a live 3-hour event from the centre. So
yeah,
all we got to say now is have a very Merry Christmas, the best you can. I'm actually working Christmas Day.
Oh.
Keeping the country safe. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Ain't working very well, is it?
Yeah. So keep your Christmas spirit up and just enjoy it as much as you can.
Yeah, yeah. And don't forget you can watch shows from the centre from us for 5 hours every night for 6 days. How good's that? That's going to be amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
So we will see you all again tomorrow night. We're back tomorrow night, don't forget. Same time, same channel. As in the words of Batman.
Yeah. So we wish you all a Merry Christmas and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Stay safe. Bye for now.
Bye.